Today we are going to read the first chapter of class 8th chemistry book, that is matter. We have already discussed this in class 7th, that what is matter. So anything that occupies space, has mass and can be perceived by our physical sense is called matter. Anything that occupies space is self understood that it has some volume. Then it has mass and which can be perceived by our physical senses, which can be seen, touched, felt by our physical senses. Okay, there are characteristics of matter. They have volume, they have mass, they have weight, and they have the perception by physical sense. So the definition has been elaborated in these 4 characteristics. Okay, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, moving ahead. Importance of chemistry in the study of matter. So there has been highlighted the importance of chemistry, which is important for the study of matter. So chemistry is concerned with the study of matter with respect to its composition and structure and the changes which take place in composition and structure of matter. So to find out how these composition and structure of matter are interrelated, related, and how these characteristics do their job, these all things can be studied in the chemistry subject. Okay, furthermore, it studies the cause which produce these changes in matter and the changes in energy which are followed by changes in the composition of matter. So the causes which produce these changes in matter, we study that too in chemistry. Moving ahead, we have material. The term used for a particular kind of matter is called material. For example, wood is a material, water is a material, marble is a material, etc. Now, kinds of materials. So, there can be 2 kinds of material. We have characterized them as homogeneous materials and then heterogeneous materials. What are homogeneous materials? The materials which have same composition and same properties throughout are called homogeneous materials, whereas heterogeneous materials are those which have different composition and different properties in their different parts. So for example, for homogeneous we will have an example of pure common salt. Okay, then we have pure water. All these are homogeneous materials. Then for heterogeneous materials we have examples such as a marble rock. We can see grey, red grains on the material. So moving ahead, we have substance. So why do we have to consider all these small definitions of these things? Because in chemistry, in science, every single word has its significance in the definition, in any kind of passage. Okay, so substance is a homogeneous material which is made up of only one kind of atoms or molecules such that its composition remains same throughout is called the substance. For example, sodium chloride, common salt, it is a substance because it has 23 parts of sodium and 33.5 parts of chlorine by weight in its composition. Similarly, pure alcohol, pure water, pure gold, pure silver are substances. So all these examples have only one kind of atoms or molecules. Moving ahead, we have kinetic molecular theory of matter. So the main postulates of this theory are, so it is very important to learn the postulates of any theory. So the kinetic molecular theory has these following postulates. For first one is, all matter is composed of small particles called molecules, atoms or ions. The second we have, the particles are in a state of unending motion. They have their continuous motion going on. Hence they have kinetic energy. We have studied this earlier. With the supply of heat energy, that is thermal energy, to matter, the kinetic energy of its particles increases, that is, they start moving more vigorously. The reverse happens if the matter is cooled, that is, heat energy is taken out of it. The particles attract each other with a force. This force is called cohesive force. If the particles are of same kind, and adhesive force if the particles are of different kinds. The force of attraction between the particle decreases if the distance between them increases. Please, this is very important. The force of attraction between the particles decreases if the distance between them increases and vice versa. जितने दूर हो जाएंगे उतना force of attraction particles के बीच में कम हो जाएगा. Now, states of matter and their properties. We have solids, we have liquids, we have the gas. You can go through the properties and you can learn, you can understand. Okay, we'll move ahead and utilize some time to read the interconversion of matter into different states. Now this is also something which is already been taught. So we have the interconversion of matter. It mainly takes place. The various state of matter can be interchanged into one another by the altering condition. That is, first by the temperature or by the pressure. So altering the temperature of matter, melting or fusion takes place. Then we have freezing or solidification. Now these are the two processes which take place when we alter the temperature of matter. If the process is melting, then we must be having the melting point. If the process is freezing, we must be having the freezing point. There are the definitions given here. You have to learn everything. So the numerical value of melting and freezing point is same. For example, if melting point of ice is 0 degree Celsius, then freezing point of water is 0 degree Celsius. Okay? Why is melting point determined? Why is it determined? The melting point of a pure substance is always a constant quantity and is a good measure to find the purity of a solid. For example, melting point of pure ice at a pressure of 76 centimeter of mercury is 0 degrees Celsius. However, if the solid is not pure, then it does not have a sharp melting point. So what do you mean by 76 centimeter of mercury is 0 degrees Celsius? What does this 76 centimeter of mercury mean? It means in the place of 76 centimeter of mercury, that is Hg, we can write, we mean that to balance the atmospheric pressure at the certain place, 76 centimeter of mercury is needed. The SI unit of pressure is Pascal. The general pressure at sea level is 1 lakh Pascal. The CGS unit of Pascal is dyne, and 1 Pascal is equals to 1 lakh dyne. Now I hope you understand. Now you come forward to the boiling of or vaporization. So there is a big difference between vaporization and evaporation. Okay, vaporization is different, evaporation is different. Vaporization is the process due to which a liquid changes into gaseous state by absorbing heat energy, is called the boiling or vaporization. But evaporation is the liquid that can slowly change into gaseous form at a temperature far below their boiling point. That is evaporation. Far below. The difference is where? At the boiling point and far below the boiling point. Condensation and liquefaction, that process due to which a gas changes into liquid state by giving out energy, heat energy, is your condensation or liquefaction. Boiling point, condensation point, everything is given. Okay, why is boiling point determined? The boiling point of any pure liquid at a pressure of 76 centimeter of Hg, that is mercury, is sharp and can be used for finding the purity of a liquid. Okay, here are some boiling points of some common liquids given below. Okay. So direct interconversion of solid into gaseous state and vice versa. So The process due to which a solid directly changes into gaseous state on heating without changing first into the liquid state, and the gaseous state on cooling directly changes into solid state without changing first into the liquid state is called sublimation. The gaseous form of the solid is called the sublime. The solid state formed from the gaseous state on cooling is called the sublimate. So there are some examples of subliming solids: ammonium chloride, iodine, solid carbon dioxide, that is dry ice, then naphthalene and camphor. Okay, naphthalene balls are also known as moth balls. So here are some experiments given for carrying out sublimation. Okay. Now by altering the pressure, firstly we read about by altering the temperature. Now by altering pressure. So atmospheric pressure helps in altering the state of matter. When pressure is lowered, boiling point of liquid is lowered. Please dhyan dijiye. This helps in rapid change of liquid into gaseous state. Now here is an example: water boils at 100 degrees Celsius and rapidly changes into steam. However, its atmospheric pressure is lowered. It boils at a temperature far below 100 degrees Celsius and changes into vapor state. Carbon dioxide is a gas under normal conditions of temperature and pressure. It can be liquefied by compressing it to a pressure 70 times more than atmospheric pressure. You know how much pressure it requires to liquefy the carbon dioxide? Now you know. Now, how does gas differ from vapor? A gas is a substance which exists in gaseous state such that its temperature is equal to or more than the boiling point of its liquid state. Vapor is a substance which exists in gaseous state such that its temperature is lower than, here is the difference, here is the catch, lower than the boiling point of its liquid state. Your examples for vapor are water vapor, alcohol vapor, HCl vapor, etc. etc. For example of gas: oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, chlorine, carbon monoxide. Now we have uses of change of state of matter. How can we use the change of state of matter? Water can change into steam and can freeze to form ice. This is how water is changed into steam by heat energy, which is used to drive turbines in thermoelectric stations. By heating metals, we can melt them. The molten metals are poured into molds where they solidify to some predetermined designs. All the immovable parts of machinery are cast out of molten metals. By liquefying air, we can separate oxygen and nitrogen gases. Oxygen gas is then used for artificial respiration, whereas nitrogen is used for making fertilizers. आजकल तो आपको पता ही है कोविड के टाइम पे कितनी ज़्यादा क्राइसिस है ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर्स की. दिस इज़ हाउ यू लिक्विफाई द एयर, by separating oxygen and nitrogen, and which is used for artificial respiration. People are not getting oxygen properly. People are not able to breathe because of this virus. We need to stay safe, and we should not do anything that harms the society. Moving ahead, the room fresheners are based on the property of sublimation. Yes. Law of conservation of mass, very important topic. According to this law, mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. Repeat with me. Mass can neither be created nor be destroyed in a chemical reaction. Now there is an experiment for that. You carry on reading the experiment. So I will read the conclusion. In the above experiment, Lavoisier demonstrated the importance of careful measurement of mass, which led to the discovery of another law, that is, the law of constant proportion. The above experiment can be carried out by using the following solutions: copper sulfate solution and sodium carbonate solution, barium chloride solution and sodium sulfate solution, lead nitrate solution and sodium chloride solution. So, the law of constant proportion. This was a discovery by Lavoisier. We'll read about it in our further classes. So here was the explanation of this chapter. You will get the solutions to the objective and subjective questions in your worksheet.